Hola clase. I miss you guys. It's really weird trying to talk to you from my home and not being in class in front of you. But we all gotta adjust to these crazy times, and I hope you guys are holding up okay, and I'm looking forward to still getting to teach you some Espanol. But before we dive into the Spanish, I kind of want to talk to you about the format that we're going to be using. We're going to start off using Google Classroom. Personally, this is going to be my go-to format. If you're not sure about something, we're going to use Google Classroom. This is where I'm going to try and post links for everything, and then we might use other apps as well, but I'm always going to come back to this. So I sent out a big email so everyone could have the Google Classroom code. However, not everyone was either able to check their email, or it might have gotten lost in all of this, or I wasn't actually able to have everyone's emails on file. So I might not have reached everyone. So, as you're watching this video, if you know someone who's in the same hour of Spanish as you, go ahead, text out to them, see if they have the code. If you're still not sure which code applies to which hour, email me. I'll be happy to help. Right now, the general format I'm working with is I'm going to try and post videos for you guys to help explain some concepts or some review ideas, and post assignments as well that you can work on. Then again, you can feel free to email me, ask questions, leave questions and comments below. Also on Thursdays and Fridays, that's going to be more conference time where we can do a Zoom, talk over questions more in person. However, if those times or days don't work, email me. I'll be happy to set up a different time because my schedule is relatively free at the moment. So I'm happy to make things work so we can get Spanish learning accomplished. Now, in the future, I might have more Zoom sessions during actual class times, but I know that since you're not actually in school able to follow the schedule we have, I don't know what your home schedule is. So I'm going to try and more leave videos for you to watch on your time frame, and you can contact me when you're able to. Alright, Spanish 1. So, first things first we're going to do is review how to conjugate AR verbs. Now, before we even do that, we got to talk about what is conjugation. Hopefully you guys kind of remember this idea. That's when a verb changes. In Spanish, verbs start in the infinitive form, and the ones we've been looking with all end in the letters AR. In English just means the word to. Like you don't say run, cut, hurt, jump, yada da. To make it an infinitive, we say to cut, to run, to jump, to talk, to dance. However, if we want someone to actually accomplish that action, we have to change it. In English, we just put the subject pronoun with it. Usually we would say, I talk, I dance, I run. However, in Spanish, you also have to change the ending of the verb. So we're going to go over how that looks. Alright, classe. So before we can review how to conjugate verbs, we need to look at our subject pronouns, because conjugation is about changing the verb to agree with who's doing the action. So we gotta know who's doing the action. We got quite a few of these, hopefully you'll remember. To jot your memory, I'll give you the first subject pronoun. Yo. Yo means I. Now, what comes after yo? Hopefully you'll remember. It looks like this. Tu. Tu means you, informal or casual, that we'd use with family, friends, acquaintances that are your own age. Tu. The rest of our singular options, we have 3. Maybe you'll remember and be able to jot it down before you see it on the screen, or pause your screen and test yourself. We have él, ella, and usted. Él means he, ella means she, and usted means you, formal, such as if you're talking to a doctor, an authority figure, a boss, usted. Notice on the left side, we're talking about only one person. Those are all singular. Now on the right side, we're going to talk about plural, more than one person. So yo means I. If we change that into the plural form, we're talking about I and other people. So if I want to say my friends and I, another way to say that is we. In Spanish, there's 2 forms of the word we. Nosotros and nosotras. They both mean we. Notice we have a masculine and a feminine. So nosotros for guys, nosotras for a group of girls. However, if it's a group of guys and girls, we're going to use nosotros, default to the masculine. Next up, we don't usually write down this option. In Spain, there's a phrase they use if they want to talk to a group of people. They use vosotros and vosotras. It's in parentheses because we're not going to worry about it too much, but I do want to remind you it exists. Now, él, ella, and usted, they all have a plural form. We have ellos, ellas, and ustedes. Ellos is for a group of guys or a mixed group. Ellas is for a group of girls. Ellos and ellas both mean they. Ustedes means you all, you guys, or my favorite, y'all. Alright, so hopefully that was a good quick recap on what our subject pronouns are and what they mean. Next, let's look at the actual rules on how to conjugate a verb. First, we gotta see who's doing the action. Like we just did, we go back and we check what is our subject pronoun. Next, if we're looking at a verb that ends with the letters A and R, we're going to drop those two last letters. And then we get to add a new ending. So, let's look at these endings. We have O, as, a, amos, ice, and on. O, as, a, amos, ice, on. Now these endings, we have to pick particular endings to go with the verbs and the subject pronouns that we need. So if we're saying I do an action, we would use the O ending. If we want to say you, we'd use as. If we want to say he, she, or you formal, we would use a. If we want to say we, we're going to use amos. In Spain, if they're using the vosotros form, they would use ice. And if we're working with ellos, ellas, or ustedes, we would use on. So let's kind of go over this with an example. First, write down your endings. When we're first learning new verb endings, it's always a good idea to have the endings somewhere you can see them and reference them easily. So we have o, as, a, amos, ice, on. Awesome. Now let's look at an example. Hablar. Now, before we can dive into just changing the verb, we gotta know what it means. Otherwise, we're just saying Spanish without actually knowing what we're talking about. Hablar means to talk. Great, first step. Now, if we want to say I talk, you talk, they talk, we talk, you talk, he talks, she talks, we gotta change it and follow those conjugation rules. So, first step. Who is doing the action? Let's start off with I talk. We're going to drop that AR ending and add our new ending. It's going to look like hablo. If we want to say you informal talk, we're going to drop off the AR, add our new ending. Hablas. If we want to say he, she, or you formal talk, it's going to look like habla. If we want to say we talk, hablamos. In Spain, if they want to say you guys or you all talk, they're going to say habláis. And if we want to say they talk or y'all talk, hablan. Hopefully that was a quick reminder on how to conjugate. If you still have any questions, go back, rewatch it. Hopefully that'll help. If not, email me. I'm happy to give you some more advice and resources to remind you how to conjugate. Alright, now that we've gone over AR verbs, how they conjugate, all that good stuff, I'm actually going to teach you some vocabulary to help us talk about COVID-19. Some phrases that you can use. Also, I have the actual worksheet with the Spanish phrases attached for you. So you can print it out or just write them down. The words will also be in the video, so if you see them, you can write them down if that works for you as well. Trying to make whatever is easier for you guys, because I know I can't just pass out papers for you, which makes it a little tough. So, let's go over our phrases. Lavar las manos. Lavar las manos. We've seen the word lavar before. It means to wash, but specifically we're talking about las manos, the hands. So altogether, lavar las manos means to wash the hands. Another phrase, no tocar la cara. Tocar, we have learned before on our AR verb list, it has two meanings. Tocar means to touch, or it means to play a musical instrument, if you're talking about a musical instrument. But in this case, la cara is the face. So if I'm saying no tocar la cara, it means to not touch the face. Kind of important activity to not do right now. Los guantes. Los guantes means gloves. And right now, a lot of people, especially in the medical profession, are wearing plastic gloves, either doubling them up or, just kind of a big thing. Los guantes, gloves. Another important article of clothing, la mascarilla. La mascarilla. Notice this one has a double L, and when we have that double L, it actually sounds like the letter Y. La mascarilla. This one's kind of an auditory cognate. If you can hear it, what article of clothing do you guess it would be? La mascarilla means the mask. This phrase is usually used to refer to a medical mask. Though not always. It could maybe be used for a costume mask, but usually this one, if you were to Google it, it'd pop up with medical mask. Next one, a cognate, because who doesn't love a cognate? Un virus. This one, the auditory does sound a little different, but the visual, it's very much a visual cognate. Un virus, a virus. Such as, the coronavirus. Weird, right? Okay. Next phrase. This one has a masculine and a feminine form. I think you're going to be able to figure out why. Un médico, una médica. That means a doctor, a doctor. Un médico is the masculine form, una médica, feminine. So if we're talking about a guy doctor or a girl doctor, we got both bases covered. Next in our medical phrases would be estoy enfermo. Or we could say estoy enferma. This phrase means I'm sick. Remember, masculine, feminine. In this phrase, it depends on who's saying it. For example, I, Señorita Markel, if I was saying it, I would say estoy enferma, feminine. However, hopefully this does not apply to you, and instead you would say no estoy enfermo or no estoy enferma. I am not sick. So to make something negative, we usually just put the word no in front of our verb. Alright, so those are our medical phrases. However, at home, we're getting a lot of at-home time, so you might have some activities that you're doing. First thing is actually a phrase. Estoy aburrido, estoy aburrida. Remember, double R. Try and roll your tongue if you can. If not, just give it that little emphasis. And we have a masculine, feminine phrase again here. It's an adjective. It's describing how you feel. If you're saying estoy aburrido or estoy aburrida, you're saying I'm bored. Hopefully you're not saying that too much right now and you're finding stuff you're able to do. However, I know a few people in my own household, my brother, might have said it a time or two. Next phrase, pretty important. Dormir. This one's a good one. Dormir means to sleep. So, if you want to say, oh, I like to sleep, you can now say that phrase in Spanish. Next one. Mirar películas. Mirar is on our AR verb list. It means to watch. And if we say mirar unas películas, we're talking about to watch some movies. Have any of you guys watched any movies? And if so, have you watched any in Spanish? Maybe with some English subtitles. Good way to get some more practice in. Next one. Everyone's favorite activity. Limpiar la casa. Limpiar, to clean. La casa means the house, or a lot of times it can also mean home, depending on the context. So, limpiar la casa, to clean the house. Something I find myself voluntarily doing right now, which is kind of weird because normally I don't like to clean. Alright, next one. Jugar los videojuegos. We have seen this phrase before, but I figured it probably be appropriate to add to the list. Jugar los videojuegos means to play video games. The next one. If you already have the paper in front of you and you see it, hopefully you're going to be able to figure out what it means pretty quick. Hacer TikToks. Hacer TikToks means to make TikToks. Have any of you guys been doing that? I personally am not a TikTok person. I have no idea how to make it work. But I did download the app recently, so I might try and explore the world of TikTok, though it sounds somewhat terrifying. So hopefully you've been having fun with that as an option. Next one, which is good for your health. Pasar un rato afuera. Pasar un rato, that's a phrase that was on our vocab list. It means to spend time. However, afuera is a location. Pasar un rato afuera means to spend time outside. Now, I'm not saying go have a party outside with everyone, but get some vitamin D, get some fresh air. It's good for your health. Now, attached to the vocabulary worksheet that if you already have printed out, awesome. If not, I recommend you do so. There are some phrases to translate. I used all these phrases, gave you a little extra practice with them. I gave you the Spanish, now you gotta try and give me the English. If you finish these translations and want to see if you got them right, you can take a picture of it, email it to me, or post it here on Google Classroom. I can do a quick check for you, let you know how you did. I think you'll be able to figure it out. Alright, that's all I have for you today, Class A. However, next week I'll be posting another video. I might even have a link to some other type of activity. I still want to figure it out. And please let me know if this format works for you or if you have any other ideas and you want to share it. Please do. I'm happy to hear it and see what helps you guys as much as possible. Because I know it can be really hard to focus at home and try and get productive stuff done when you're not able to have a routine. Personally, that can be a struggle for me. So whatever helps you guys, I am happy to try and embrace it and figure it out so we can all work together. Once again, please feel free to email me. My email is smarkel@swcrk.org. So I will have that available for you, and yeah. Alright guys, adios until next week, but feel free to email me in between. I am available if you want to set up a Zoom, that'll be good too. Adios, Class A.